Evolution of money from barter system to digital money, presented by our group, that is, my name is Adan Amjad and my other group members are Ishfa Hussain, Isha Bhatt and Isha Anjum. So, what is money? Money is as old as human civilization, and civilization itself is reliant on processing ways in which to exchange, account for, and transfer value. So, have you ever wondered how money came into the system? Centuries ago, there was no money, so how did people buy and sell? So, it was all started with the barter system. Imagine there was a kingdom. In kingdom, people were doing different kinds of works, like cobbler, a farmer, and a tailor. This is Krishna, a farmer. This is Mani, a cobbler. When Mani needs vegetables, he goes to Krishna and exchanges a pair of slippers for vegetables he needs. So both are happy. This is known as the barter system. The system by which one person could exchange in goods and services and produce by him with goods and services produced by another. So this is called a barter system. Barter system works on double coincidence principle. Two coincidences have happened. One is that you should find someone who is willing to sell what you want, and second, the seller wants something that you are willing to sell. But does barter system always work? So the direct exchange of one commodity to another that require the direct satisfaction of both parties. Now Mani needs more vegetable and goes to Krishna, but Krishna does not need more footwear. Hence, there is no barter system takes. Now Mani needs a haircut and he goes to Shambhu, a barber, but the value of haircut is much lesser than the value of pair of slipper, and the pair of slipper cannot be divided, hence there is no barter take place. Mani needs milk, but the quantity of milk is to be required in exchange for a pair of slippers. The quantity of milk is to be received in exchange for the pair of slippers is very high, and milk being perishable, Mani does not want to take too much of it. Hence, there is no barter system takes place. Thus, the exchange of goods was not easy. Imagine the confusion that is why the barter system. But what was its alternative? What once started as barter trade, trading goods for goods, was replaced using standardized token money. Gold and silver were the first universally accepted naturally choices for money. Actually, they fit the bill so well that they were the primary form of money for centuries across the globe and have been instilled in the human culture. I bet when I say gold, you intrinsically think of value or wealth. After this came paper money, a more user-friendly way to carry and move around value compared to the precious metal. China was the first to adopt it in the 7th century. However, the Western world did not catch up on the monetary innovation until Marco Polo introduced it to the Europe around the 13th century. The first European banknotes were not issued until the 17th century. It took people several centuries to accept the new paradigm at the time and shift from golds and silver coins to banknotes, backward by these some precious metal as the widely used form of. This led to the birth of the gold standard. The banknotes themselves did not hold any intrinsic value like gold and silver coins do. Instead, paper money was backed by precious metal like gold and silver, stored in a treasury vault somewhere. This was the case until 1944 at the end of World War II, yet another related system was introduced, the gold exchange standard under the Bretton Woods Agreement. This meant that many countries fixed their national currency exchange rate to the US dollar, which was in return convertible to gold at a fixed rate. Not only that, but this convertibility was no longer available to individuals or companies, only to central banks. However, the Bretton Woods system ended in 1971 when the US dollar convertibility to gold was terminated. So long the gold standard had commodity money linked money. Paper money is no longer backed by gold or anything else tangible, but just faith. So, welcome to the world of fiat currencies. So, how does paper hold any value if it's not backed by anything? Well, there were concepts like legal tender comes in. The fiat system which we still use today has government assign value to a currency declaring it is a legal tender. This means a government decide whether a medium of payment will be recognized for financial transaction, trade settlement or commerce in a country. Some fiat currency like the US dollar and the euro are recognized internationally for the global trade because they are backed by some most of credible government and hardest economics in the world. To sum up, a fiat currency has value because a government use its power to enforce or because exchanging parties agree to its value. Some may even describe this as a collective illusion. This is not hard to see how problem could occur with this. Okay, so now let's take a look at some example where currency system backfired under the irresponsible and corrupt government to economic and political mismanagement. At the time of independence of Zimbabwe from British colonial rule in 1980, the Zimbabwe dollar was worth 1.25 US dollar. And soon 1998, after inflation started up and got completely out of control, when President Robert Mugabe began confiscating land from the white farming community in 1998, resulting in a near total collapse in food production and the decline of foreign investment. In order to help pay the government expenditure, the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe started printing more and more banknotes with higher and higher face value. As a result, the annual inflation rate was rises from 32% in 1998 to 23 lakh and so on in July 2008 when official statistics stopped being reported. After that, it was estimated by international economists that was the hyperinflation peaked at the strategic rate of 89.7% in mid-November 2008. The monthly peak rate was 79.6 billion percent, which is equivalent to a 98% daily rate. In other words, prices were pretty much double every day. In 2009, the Zimbabwe dollar was completely abandoned in favor of using only foreign currencies. Once one of the richer countries in Africa, Zimbabwe largely blamed on its government policies. This is an extreme example of how trust in a fiat money can be lost, leading to economic turmoil. In turmoil, the collective illusion quickly turned into a collective disable. This is not an isolated example of a currency crisis, though. There are many countries around the globe where local currency would hardly hold any value, and people prefer reaping their saving and so-called hard foreign currency or other alternative like gold and silver and most recently Bitcoin. Currently, Venezuela is undergoing a period of raging inflation of its own. In January 2018, inflation was 84% for the month of applying an annualizing rate of 150,000, meaning prices would double every 35 days. Now, the Venezuela government has come up with an innovative purposed solution for a stable currency, the Petro, a government-issued cryptocurrency running blockchain and backed by the country's oil reserves. The petro is intended to be a legal tender is Venezuela, which becomes the first country in the world to issue a sovereign cryptocurrency. It remains to be seen how successful or not this experiment will be, such as centrally issued cryptocurrency, a far cry from the decent nature of Bitcoin and its digital siblings. However, it should also be noted that with its acting, Venezuela is recognizing and refining the great advantage and potential blockchain hold 2.3%. So the video is ending here. Thank you so much for watching and hope our video will help you to understand evolution of money and Bitcoin as well. So Allah Hafiz and take care of yourself and stay healthy and stay safe.